Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. Today we're going to be looking at a Vampire Counts versus Greenskins matchup. Um, and this was actually pretty cool because I just saw, I was watching Ninja Hun's stream. Um, he popped into a quick battle with me and left. Probably because I picked Greenskins when he picked Greenskins. But he popped into a battle with me and left. And so I hopped onto his Twitch to just take a look. You know, I like him. He's a really good player. And I've learned like I've kind of taken lessons from his builds, and I like all his builds. Anyway, so I just watched him play Vampiric Gorbel. And then after that battle, I stopped watching and I hopped in a quick battle and I got Vampiric Gorbel. So this was pretty fun for me just to experience. And so Vampires versus Greenskins. He knows I'm going to bring Giants. I know he knows I'm going to bring Giants, but I'm going to bring them anyways because they're amazing versus the Vampires. And so here I brought the last time I fought Vampires here, the last time I fought Vampires, the terror is what got me. And so I'm starting to change my kind of opinion with the higher level play, and I'm starting to bring Black Orcs here because of their immune to psychology. I think that is very important for the Greenskins to keep them in the fight. So I have a main line of 3 Black Orcs, and then I have 2 Giants here, and that's such an expenditure that I didn't have anything to cover my flanks. So I went with 3 Goblin Spearmen here, just to delay the enemy as I move around and cut through the middle with my Black Orcs and my Giants. I have 2 Goblin Big Bosses here with healing potions. I've got Skarsnik here for his anti-large, potentially help with Cryptors in the middle is what I was thinking, or a flying mounted Vampire Lord. I have Night Goblin Shaman here with the Mushroom ability it steals Winds of Magic, so it stops the Vampire Counts from regenerating as much magic. And so I thought that would be a really good addition here to bring, just to stop a good maybe 1 or 2 invocations. It would be worth it, the like 60 gold it costs. On each flank I have a Squig unit, and I'm going to pull it in and I'm going to make a really like dwarf-like formation here with the Rustiers shooting the Cryptors or Claws of Nagash, and my Black Orcs doing the main work, and my Goblins just delaying the rear charges on my Black Orcs. So I like this guy's army. He's got 5 zombies here in the front, with 2 Graveguard kind of as a core, supported by 3 Cryptors, and a Vlad von Karstein. He's badass looking. He's got 3 Cryptors and a Black Knight in the middle. On each flank, he has a Blood Knight, which I'm very worried about, and a White King here on a horse with healing potions and everything. Very good unit, the White King, and they're gonna stop any sort of leadership penalties here from happening to the Blood Knights. And so I see these zombies, and I immediately am worried. I was really hoping he would bring Graveguard. The Black Orcs would be much better if he had spent all his money here on a main line of Graveguard. They'd really pull their weight. But with the huge line of zombie meat shields, I'm a little worried about how long it's going to take me to chew through this main line. But I'm pretty confident in my Giants. As long as I keep the Blood Knights away from my Giants, I feel like I'll be okay. I definitely want the Giants to hit a Cryptor on each side is the goal, and then have my Rustiers kill the Cryptor in the middle. He's going to bring his Black Knights up here, and he's actually going to charge and disrupt the charge of my Black Orcs with his Black Knights. It's an interesting strategy. I don't know how much I like it. I'd rather have the Black Orcs here pushing through and getting rear charges, but it does work pretty effectively. Here I shoot Skarsnik's Prodder at this Graveguard. Yeah, and so I'm just worried kind of about my Goblins here, how well they're going to face up against Knights who fight dragons. So here I'm going to charge. You're going to see he's going to charge straight in my black orcs. Knocking a good deal of them over. I don't think dealing too much damage, but he's going to actually get to my rusty airs here a little bit, which is bad, but he's going to pull out. Yeah. So here, just kind of charge across the line. Smart move, charging the squig herd. I'm going to move my goblin big boss and my goblins back towards that fight. I'm going to do the same thing here, just to try and do as much damage, delay as possible. With my goblin big bosses here to just keep them in the fight. He does a good job here of getting to my rusty airs. And there's just not much I can do. But you can see I'm cutting through his zombies relatively quickly here. He has a grave guard helping. You can see crypt horrors. I'm not going to like a fight against a giant. Just because he's going to like knock one out with each swing. Also Skarsnik here doing a great job against these black knights with his bonus versus large. You can see these blood knights just tearing up my back lines, but that's what my back lines were there for, and I'm okay with that as long as they keep away from my Night Goblin Shaman and my Black Orc lines. I'm good. You can see my small recharge here against my Black Orcs. I'm gonna route those guys. And so yeah, my flanks are gone. My goblin units are gone. And we're gonna I miscast this here. I meant to cast it on my main blob. You can see Invocation of Nehek going off, everything. And at this point I am scared. I'm like, oh god, he's got me in a blob. Invocation of Nehek is gonna slowly just kill me. Just, you know, it's over here. You can see a lot of my units routing. I'm gonna try and get this goblin big boss in here. Balance of power in his favor. My Black Orc doing a good job of kind of keeping this battle alive. Skarsnik here, you can see him dropping my Night Goblin Shaman. Oh, a rear charge here by the Blood Knights. Oh, brutal. Scroll. I cast the Scroll of Shielding here on this Goblin Big Boss, which kept him alive thus far. You can see my giants here, barely touched. I just need to get them in here to help. Before my entire army here breaks. You can see my Goblin Big Boss, Skarsnik routed, my Night Goblin Shaman routed. You can see Skarsnik at low health, my Black Orcs even routed. I have some guys coming back. My Rusty Heirs here are going to start taking pot shots at the Blood Knights. I'm going to charge this Goblin Big Boss back in. I managed to pop his healing potion, and I'm going to charge all my reserves back in to try and keep this fight going. Here, my Goblin Big Boss not doing well. My Giant's still chewing through stuff. Here, I'm just trying to keep Skarsnik alive by charging my Goblin Big Boss in. And he sees this Rusty Heirs and knows that's a big threat to his Blood Knights, and so he's going to charge his White King here after them. Which I think is the only thing keeping my Goblin Big Boss here alive. Even his morale is dropping. See, I'm finally here going to clear up this last Crypt Horror. Who's this in the middle? Night Goblin Shan. Oh no, Goblin Big Boss fighting against Vlad von Karstein. What a brave little goblin. It's something you don't see very often. You should run. Anyways, so here you can see my Rusty Heirs are going to get seen off by this White King. My Skarsnik here still trying to run away. Been trying to run away for a very long time. This Goblin Big Boss fighting it. Now my main thing is I need to keep my heroes alive to keep my giants in the fight. I think if I keep my giants in the fight, I have a chance. I have a some chance. Here he's going to let Skarsnik get away, let my Night Goblin Shaman get away. Bad moves. I still have magic here going. I still have arrows, and they're going to make this fight stick around longer than this vampire might like. You can see all his units here slowly getting worn down by my Black Orcs and my Giant. So at this point, again, I'm like, oh, I actually have a chance here. I'm going to bring this spare unit of goblins back in eventually. Here, Miss Micro on my part. These guys are doing nothing. That's horrible. Some Blood Knights here taking after the after Skarsnik to try and finish him off. My Rusty Heirs are going to start taking pot shots. And he's actually going to pull both of his White Kings off to go kill Skarsnik. And that is a huge opportunity for me. I have 2 giants here, and there's one squishy little vampire lord that's keeping their morale up right here. His pants are itchy. He has itchy nuisance. And I'm going to target both my giants here on him, and he is going to melt to that combined fight. But you can see the remnants of the Blood Knights got rid of these Rusty Airs. They're getting rid of Skarsnik. They got rid of the goblins. They're shattered. They're gone. Broken. But Von Karstein getting barfed on here. I need to get him off the battlefield, and if I do, I think I have a chance here. See, balance of power still pretty even, and Vlad just confidently walking off the field. He finally ends Skarsnik, and I'm going to send everything I have after Vlad. I need to get him off the field, I need to stop Invocation of the Heck, and there he goes. My 2 Goblin Big Bosses, and he's going to charge his White Kings in here. Get a good charge here against these Goblin Big Bosses. Good charge there against my Black Orcs by the Blood Knights, and you can see my Night Goblin Shaman still sticking around, barely. You're going to see he's going to try and pull out, but he's going to take some damage doing so. And his White King here is actually poisoned, and so he doesn't really have a chance of getting away from my 2 Goblin Big Bosses. Here you can see my Goblin just routed by himself, and we're just taking swings. And he can't get away. I still have the mobility. He can't just cycle charge. I have my Black Orcs. I have the Giants. And I feel like barely pulled this one out of the bag. That one, taking the Blood Knights and the 2 White Kings off to deal with Skarsnik, left his general so alone that I was able to kill him before his regeneration, his massive regeneration as Vlad, really won him the victory there. So you definitely can't leave those giants alone and not deal with them. They're really what pulled me through that victory, dealing with the Crypt Horrors, dealing with the Grave Guard, helping the Black Orcs deal with the zombies kind of thing. Not very good kills here on Skarsnik, but that's okay. He was mostly there just to keep the morale as long as humanly possible. Good kills here on this Goblin Big Boss. I think they both did really well. Stopping the cycle charging, keeping the morale of the goblins in to protect my Black Orcs. 211 here, 271 here, 78 here. These guys probably got through a couple of zombie units. My Rusty Airs definitely misused here. Yeah, I didn't protect them well enough and they just got knocked off the field before they could really help. My 2 Squig Herd here, just not used well. If I had maybe gotten the goblins in first and then charged with the Squig Herd, they would have done better, but with a charge from Blood Knights, these Squig Herds they just melted instantly. Good kills here on my Giants, extra chevrons too, so they did some definite killing. Almost 200 kills here on both the Blood Knights. That's incredible. Zombies did what they needed to do. They're not going to get very many kills here against Black Orcs. Grave Guard, yeah, again, armored core. They're not going to do very well against Black Orcs. But they managed to hold down the Giants and the Black Orcs for so long that these Blood Knights did their work. And yeah, these White Kings, great pick here with the White Kings. I like also Vlad, not mounted. I think that's a good move here. But these Blood Knights, definitely with their bonus versus large, would have been good getting some charges onto the Giants, starting to drain their hit points. Maybe even some Spirit Leeches if he had it, just anything to get these guys down. I really like to bring Skeleton Spearmen. I think supported well, if you keep their morale up, stop crumbling when they're fighting giants, they can actually do some decent damage. Anyways, thanks for watching, and that's that.